beautiful way to start this one off. Um, there we go. I don't know. I probably do something. So now we're doing Predator. The first Predator is easily the best one and one of my favorite movies of all time, especially in the horror genre. I think it is one of the best horror movies out there. Like, I don't think, I think besides Jaws, this is kind of my first horror movie. But, oh, so I guess you could say it's kind of my first slasher since some people get slashed just by a predator. But it's also a plasma caster because people get plasma casted. It's also a spine. It's also a spinal. It's also a skull ripper because there's some skulls that get ripped. Really, just one. Well, you only see one. You see multiple other skulls. Anyway, characters. Let's just go through the non-important one. Hawkins is the funny guy who makes a bunch of pussy jokes, and none of them are good. There's one that's halfway decent, but not good. The first one he says is just stupid. I don't even want to say it. It's so dumb. Second one's okay. It's a joke about an echo in a giant vagina, and like it's not like funny, but it's better than the first one, which I don't even want to acknowledge. I don't even want to give it grant with my acknowledgement because it's so stupid. But yeah, that's what Hawkins is. Blaine is your big boy. Of course, they're all big boys, but I don't know. He's Jesse Ventura. He's the heavy. He's like heavy. He's got a minigun. It's like just mows people down. Most of those are mounted on helicopters, but that one just mounted on Jesse the Body Ventura. But yeah, and Hawkins gets slashed by the Predator, and Blaine gets blown open by the plasma caster. Mac is Blaine's friend and ends up being the crazy one because Blaine ends up dying and he goes insane. Um, Dylan's your CIA pencil pusher, played by Carl Weathers. The late Carl Weathers, rest in peace. Um, yeah. And then Billy is your, I don't know, is he Native American? I think he is or something. And he's like your special guy who's able to sense things because that's what they did with Native American characters back in the 80s. They could always sense something. And then Poncho's your Poncho. He he's Poncho. I don't know what he is to the team, but he's the guy. He's bilingual. Well, that's what he is. He can speak Spanish. He's bilingual. So yeah, he's a language man. I don't know if it goes beyond Spanish. I hope it does. That makes him cooler. Anyway, but your two surviving characters that are like the only characters that survived to the end of the movie that are significant is Dutch and Anna. And I guess I'll go into Anna first. Anna's just there. She's this woman. I don't even know why they grab her. I don't even know why they don't just leave her. But yeah, they have her for, I guess, I don't know, information. But I bet you the only thing she's asked about by the end of the movie is the giant alien thing that hunted for our fire team or whatever they're called. Voodoo, or is that hunting grounds? I think that might be just hunting grounds, but I don't know if they have a name in this one. But yeah, uh, the Dutch is badass though. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he's the only one who really fights the Predator. Billy tries. He pulls out his machete and gets ready to fight, and then you hear him scream. I imagine he lasts like 5 seconds. But yeah, Dutch is badass. He kills the Predator. Well, he fatally wounds it, and then the Predator kills itself by self-detonating. I'll deal with that later. Um, Yeah. So now I'm gonna deal with that now. So yeah, Dutch is badass. I mean, he's Arnold, so he's just inherently badass. So yeah, that's gonna ding again. I don't want to ding on right next to the computer. Well, you know what? I actually don't need it to ding at all. I can silence it. Look at that. Oh, it's not gonna ding anymore. Here, as long as it's on something. Okay, so Dutch. No, there's no character arc. It's like there's no character arc to be had in this movie. This isn't that kind of movie. It's a very simple movie, but it's genius. It's the genius kind of simple. But yeah, Arnold. He's basically just Arnold. He's what you come to expect in an Arnold character. You know, they're all of them are all the same. Besides like Terminator, maybe he's a little different, but he's like the same as John Matrix or the guy from True Lies. He's the same guy, but he's Dutch. He fights an alien. That's one thing Commando never did. He just fought a bunch of guys. Dutch fights an alien. Yeah, this is the movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger fights an alien hunter from space. That's epic. And let's go into the character that's the real star of the show. That's not Arnold, the Predator. I don't know. This is the closest thing I have to a Predator because he's got this thing. I need a Predator. Man. Oh, I do have. Yeah, this. I got that. It's a graboid. It's a predator who took down a graboid. Specifically, the feral predator from Prey. Not the predator in this movie. But he's still cool. Probably hang those. I should probably hang those up right now after I'm done with this. Yeah, but the Predator's awesome. He's the Predator, man. He's the coolest alien in any alien movie. Who do I like better? Xenomorph or Predator? Well, I like Predator. I mean, Xenomorphs are just dumb animals. Predators, badass. Predators are civilized beings. Predators have honor. Xenomorphs have nothing. There's a Predators have a code of honor, respect. But xenomorphs are just animals who have no honor or respect for what they kill. They just kill. Yeah, so the predator design is perfect. I wouldn't change anything about its design. Of course, they have, but that's just a different species. The original predator is still the best predator design. So not like the other ones are bad. Just you can't beat an OG. Like feral predator's cool. The super predators are cool. But when you have the OG, man, it's it's the original gangster, or the OH, the original hunter. But yeah, this predator in particular, I don't know. He's not like overconfident or anything. He's just a hunt. He's just hunting. Fucking chipstick on that area. It really hurts right here. Anyway, yeah. So and he's a very noble warrior and very honorable. Once he's got Arnold right there, he doesn't try and blast him because he's unarmed, so he just takes the blaster off, takes his mask off because he realizes he's got a worthy fight here, and well, they fight. Yeah, and the mask off Predators is beautiful in a technological standpoint and design way. He's not winning any beauty contests. Arnold says it wonderfully. He is one ugly motherfucker, but I mean, he's beautiful in his own way. He's beautiful in a alien from a movie kind of way. I mean, xenomorphs have good design too, but they're not as cool as predators. So, you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Well, maybe I'll see who has the consistently better movies. I think Alien has a number advantage. The first four, Prometheus, Covenant. No, I guess they have the same amount of movies. And Romulus. Yeah, so they have the same amount of movies. Like, yeah, Yeah, Killer is just gonna be number 8 though. Or is it? No, it's gonna be number 9 because you got the May 5 mainline Predators. No, it's gonna be number 8. Yeah. Well, no. Yes. Because Prey was, yes, The Predator was Predator 4. Now I remember. And Prey was Predator 5. And you got the two spin off um, crossover movies. But Predator, what makes this movie so good is the tension that's built. I mean, there's no real tension when you watched it before, but it's still great. A lot of this movie is just people looking at trees, but I think it works beautifully because it's not. I don't think it's boring. I've heard someone describe it as boring, and it's like I don't think you appreciate this movie for what it does. I don't think you appreciate this movie at all because sure it's looking at trees, but it's looking at trees, and you know there's a predator in them. I mean, if it was just looking at trees like I don't know, The Happening, that's boring. But in in Predator, it's looking at trees, but there's a alien space hunter in those trees. And that makes it interesting. So yeah, this movie, it starts off as just an action film, and it seems like that's what it's going to be. But then it turns on into the full-on horror and like a slasher where the villain kills you one by one. Yeah, he just kills, and he kills a lot of people. He slashes Hawkins, he blasts Blaine, uh, blasts Mac, blasts Dylan's arm off, and then forks him, which I think is the best death in the movie. Um, Billy gets killed off screen, probably by getting slashed by the Predator. He doesn't seem like the kind of. He's an honorable warrior that wouldn't just blast him and blast Poncho. And then tries to blast Arnold and tries to fork him, but Arnold's too smart. He ends up throwing a log at him. He doesn't throw it, he drops it. Wow, that's kind of fun just to think. Arnold just throws a log at him. And that's a big log, too. It's a big log. I don't know how it doesn't snap the Predator's neck. They must have really strong vertebrae. But, yeah, and then the Predator, he almost smashes his head in with a rock, but then the Predator, just beep, boop, boop, boops, and blows up. And of course, Arnold makes it out on a helicopter and is never seen again, at least in the movies. I've heard he's in other extended media like comics and predator hunting grounds. But yeah, so Predator is pretty epic, I gotta say. Both the actual monster and the movie Predator, not the Predator. It looks like it sucks, and it's gonna get reviewed, but gotta review the sucky movies too. No matter what the ad tries to convince me, you gotta remember the franchise's lows while also remembering its highs. And it looks like the Predator might be the lowest. Maybe Requiem, but we'll see. I'll determine that when I get to the Predator to see which movie I like worse. I like better. I think I'm going to end up liking the Predator better than Requiem, but we'll see. Maybe I will get more enjoyment out of Requiem than the Predator. I doubt it, but I could be wrong. Anyways, how good is the Predator? The original Predator. How good is Predator? It is great. It is one of the best horror movies ever made. And yeah, I think it's one of the greatest horror movies ever made. It's definitely one of my favorite horror movies. It's probably the horror movie I revisit the most. So yeah, plugging it into my ranking system is a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I gotta say, I think this movie's perfect. Well, Maybe not perfect, but it's a 10 out of 10 film. No movie is perfect. There's flaws. There's a little nitpicks I can say. Why, after Arnold learns that that the Predator's hunting them when they're armed, why don't they just unarm themselves and drop the weapons? I mean, why don't they just do that? But I want to make for an entertaining movie. Yeah, so there's a lot of great scenes in this movie. A lot of classic lines like, "If it bleeds, we can kill it. Get to the chopper. Something's out there, and it ain't no man. We're all gonna die." I do wish I was reviewing this movie in a better voice, though. But whatever. Yeah, but he's only 2 weapons in this movie, probably because this Predator thinks that's all he needs. Wrist blade and plasma caster, which is just 2 badass weapons. I mean, in G model, I like using the wrist blade's better, but that's, to be fair, I don't the mod. I don't know how to use my plasma caster. I haven't figured that one out yet. Probably should. It'd be a very useful weapon. I need to get around to playing Predator Hunting Grounds. That looks fun. Probably would just gather a lot of my friends and play it. That's probably what I would do. But it looks fun. Yeah, so that's Predator. Predator is great. 10 out of 10 film. That's all for this time. I don't know if I'm going to do Predator 2 because my voice is just dead. Probably will, though. Yes, that's all for this time. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you next time.